Craig, hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, you?
Yes, not too bad, thank you. Just come to the end of your first full season with Wimbledon, how do you reflect on it?
Personally, I've loved every minute. I mean, how can you not fall in love with this club? It's so infectious, and the people you meet around the area and around the stadium on a match day is incredible, and the stuff you get involved with off the pitch, community work, the visits to places, the volunteers days and all sorts of that. So yeah, I'm fully submerged in it and I absolutely love it. So personally, going really well. Professionally, I think now we've all taken a step back and looked at the season as a whole. I think to finish 10th from 21st last year is a massive positive, and we see loads of progress. I will be completely honest, myself, Johnny and the staff, we felt finishing 10th towards the back end of the season, we'd really like to get in those playoffs, and we'd really like to have a post-season, if you like. So we are disappointed with that, but we have to take things step by step, and where the club's been recently to now, I think we're on the right trajectory now.
Yeah. What was your most pleasing moment, would you say?
The obvious one. I think that 20 seconds, 30 seconds after that goal went in was one of the best experiences I've ever had in football. Like, it was incredible. We need more moments like that. That's been a real key for us this year, is to get Plough Lane rocking, to get some real moments back at Plough Lane. We've had some really good moments here, but we want more coming now. So yeah, so that's the one that stands out for me. But the appreciation of the squad, the players, the staff that have had around when they've come round, and those key moments at Plough Lane have been amazing.
When you first came into the role, there was a lot of work to do with regards to putting together a strong squad. Are you expecting to be as busy this time around?
As busy, yes. It'll be a different standpoint this year. Last year we needed to change quite a bit. We still do this year, but we feel we've got a good base now. I mean, having the two centre-backs under contract, and obviously Reevesy under contract as well, was a big key for us. We feel like we've got some good forwards in the building as well, and we're looking to how we can supplement now. We need to add to the spine, but we're looking at how we can supplement in other areas as well. Work started straight away. Thorny and I got to work as soon as the window finished in January. We'd already started looking at a few ahead of January, just because that's how things work sometimes. But now we're all geared to delivering another strong window, and then we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll move on to transfers a little bit later. There was a lot of work to do in terms of bringing the training ground up to standards as well.
Yeah.
Is there much to do this time around?
Not as much as last year. Rick, Ed and the guys and all the volunteers that came down last year and have continued to come down during the season as well, by the way, we got a lot of work done. I mean, we painted the whole corridors. I wanted little things changing, like it was sky blue last year, and I wanted just white, just get clinical white and try and get it as clean as possible, and just so it's fresh when the lads walk in. We have to get it fresh again for when they walk back in. So we're just and ahhing whether we have another volunteers week, because we will get some down there, but there's probably not as much to do as there was last year. We are looking at renovating the gym this year, so myself and Chris McConnell are working on that as we speak. So yeah, the training ground, the processes, the work we put in last summer, I think has really aided the injury record we've had this year. Still not where we want it, but a lot of the soft tissue injuries that we feel we can help minimise, we have done. So there's some really good data behind that, and a couple of pieces of software we've brought in, the testing equipment we've brought in has really helped towards that sort of the process we've put in place.
And then back to the subject of transfers, always wondered, what's the most difficult part of negotiating for a player you want to bring in?
It's just the money, really. So we go and target players we feel will suit what we're trying to do, and I think everyone can see that from the first couple of windows. I don't think there's any left field signings. Everyone's come with a purpose and come with, not all of them work because that's the way windows work, but everyone's come with a vision of how we see them fit into the squad, now we see them fit into the building in general. So we go and target players that we feel would want to come here. and want to do well here. Finance is always the biggest one. We want to set the bar at there. Players and agents want to set the bar at there, and then we'll scrap it out and meet somewhere in the middle. But generally speaking, things are done rather professionally and quite well these days. So yeah, that's that one.
Fair enough. How has the addition of Andy Thorne as Chief Scout helped improve the way we identify and analyse players?
Thorny's been absolutely crucial for me. To bring in a legend here, an FA Cup winner, was an absolute bonus, but I must say it wasn't the reason I brought him in. That was just an added bonus. So I wanted someone, and I've said this before, that thought differently to me. Obviously I'm quite objective, data driven. I do get out to a lot of games still and watch and try and marry the two up, but to have someone like Andy that relies on his eyes and his contacts, he's opened doors for us that might have been more difficult to open had he not been here. So just having him as a sounding board, away from recruitment as well actually. I've never sounded, because obviously my remit's broader than just a player recruitment, although that's what I know I'm going to get judged on. Having Thorny here has been so crucial to me. Even just calling up after games, going, like when I'm angry and I'm upset or I'm still a bit emotional, he'll calm me down and he'll go, yeah, you're right about this, you're not right about it, and we'll disagree at times, and we'll. But it's always done professionally. It's always done in a real good manner, and yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that appointment last year.
I'm sure you'd not planned for it, but bringing Josh Kelly in January after losing Ali Al-Hamadi was obviously a key signing at that stage of the season. How important was it for him to get off the mark at the end of last season? Yeah,
so we had semi-planned for it. So first and foremost, we didn't want to lose Ali.
Yeah.
Ali going was not a disaster for us, because obviously what outcomes and how we operate as a football club, but it was a big blow for that time of year. I wouldn't say it was the main reason we fell short of the playoffs. You know, we had centre-halves injured at the same time, we had a captain who we relied on a lot injured at the same time. He's done amazing this season. So it was hard to maintain that momentum we had with him here. So Josh came in at a really tough point. We had a list of strikers, as we do any position, if something happens. We felt Josh fitted the bill more than potentially some others because of his movement in behind and some other parts of his play that we felt we played to his strengths. And then he came in, and to be fair to Josh, we reviewed this behind the scenes, we changed shape. We changed personnel, a lot of personnel change in the team. And then he still had some chances. Obviously, the Barrow one sticks out in your head, doesn't it? He had a couple there, but he's come in, he's got on with it, nothing's fazed him. And even though we were playing slightly differently, we looked at the expected goals output before he came in, and then as we were changing shape and how we were approaching games, like the MK games, a perfect example of us holding our shape, catching them a few times. So it didn't really suit the way he was, our vision of what we thought he would do, but we had to get through games, and the manager adapted really well to that situation, I feel. So for him to get 2 goals, very pleased. I'd like to have got a couple more. He'd like to get a couple more. That's the type of character he is. But no, I'm really excited about him next season.
Definitely. Speaking of situations, our goalkeeping situation is quite a unique one. How much will you be leaning on Bezo for advice when recruiting for that position?
Well, I'll be honest with you, my phone's just gone, and I'm guessing it is Bezo because I haven't stopped on the phone to him since the end of the season. So we need to be careful. We've got 7 weeks left. We're back for pre-season. It's a lot of time. Players right now at this minute are probably pitched there. As they get close to pre-season, they come down. So it's just judging the market and see where they are. The goalkeeper situation is obviously a unique one. Very rarely you haven't got 2 goalkeepers at a club. So we know who our targets are. We know who we're going after. We're having conversations. Bezo's obviously well connected, and his reputation precedes him as one of the best goalkeeper coaches in England, let alone just in the southwest. So southeast. Sorry. So people want to give us their goalkeepers to get the Bezo effect on them, because it keeps his work within the past. So that's massive for us. We will use him as much as we can. So he is massively involved in the process.
Excellent. And then what's the latest on the players who we've made contract offers to?
Yeah, it's like I said there. So we're still talking to them. It's going to be ongoing for a little bit. That's just the way the summer works. We've got a bit of a prolonged period this summer than last year. Like I said, it was 8.5 weeks between coming back and the end of the season. So seven now. So yeah, we'll just as soon as we have any information, obviously we'll let you guys know and we'll get it out. But I'm hopeful on a couple, and some might move on. But it's just the way the world is.
Do you set them a deadline to get back to you?
There is a deadline officially with the FA. I think it's 28 days. But there's nothing tricky going on. There's nothing dubious going on behind the scenes. It's all well mannered and well intended. So I'm hoping we will see the players all stay. And if they don't, we'll have to go and get other people. That's just the way the world works.
Ronan Curtis is obviously one of those players. In terms of free transfers, he must rank as one of your best, I would think.
Oh, 100%. And I think Bobby Batchage and Lee Brown have got to take a lot of credit for that. I mean, Ronan obviously wasn't training anywhere and he had his injury, and he come in and Bobby asked if he could come in and train, I think through Brownie, and he came in, we got him fit, and we helped him out and he massively helped us out, and he'll go down as a Wimbledon hero forever. So it definitely worked for both parties, but we've got to be respectful of that. And seeing Ronan in a Wimbledon shirt again isn't impossible, but we know what level he's at and we have to be realistic to that. He is a top player, and we will keep the conversation on going with him, but I think we owe it to him for what he's given to us, and vice versa, that he goes and explores probably his level and better. So we'll see how he gets on with that. He's going to keep in touch with myself, the manager, and see how we go through that. And then if he stays, we would be over the moon with that. If he doesn't, then he goes with our best wishes, and then we will move on naturally.
Are you expecting any interest in our players this summer?
I don't know is the honest answer. I'm biased, so I think we've got some really talented players here that should be able to play at a high level, but I also want to keep them at Wimbledon because I think that gives us the best chance of achieving our goals next season. So with any player, if an offer comes in that helps us as the football club out, in terms of paying off the stadium, in terms of helping budgets elsewhere, then we will seriously look at it. If it doesn't, then we're not going to budge. So that's where we are.
How much are you looking forward to the trip to Spain, and why are these trips so important?
Yeah, so the trip to Spain last year for me was crucial. It sets a tone in pre-season, so we'd had a really tough season. We'd brought in a lot of players. I can't remember how we brought in before Spain. We brought in a lot of players. There was a lot of change in the squad, some new staff members. So for them to go and spend 6-7 days together in the heat, in the sun, but working at some top facilities out there was really good. It gets loads of tactical work into them, get loads of fitness work into them, and they could socialise and get together. So when you haven't got the biggest budget in the league and you've got to push, you've got to try and get a group of people together. So, and that's beyond the players as well. So last year was crucial. This year we looked at a few of the venues that we didn't quite feel would deliver the same as what we had last season. So what I didn't want is the lads that are still here to go, oh Craig, last year was so good, this year. So I thought, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. The fans' evening was one of the highlights out there for me. So getting that camaraderie and togetherness with the fans, because I know the fans don't turn their back on this club because of the way it's built and the types of people we've got in our supporter base, but I felt at the end of the previous season it was coming quite strained. So I know not everyone was out in Benidorm, but the people who were out in Benidorm came back and explained that they've got a squad that they could speak to, or they've got a squad that they could get on board with. And I felt like everyone got, from that moment onwards, I felt it was a bit extra from the supporters. And I know the fans are always behind the team here, but I felt there was a bit extra this season, and people genuinely wanted. They've stuck by players through when I've had a couple of like little dips and bits like that. So and the management staff and myself and everyone else. So I think that was the starting point of it, and then you come back. We did the induction day where probably could have done it better last year, but it was really good to the first one where all the players, all the staff were properly inducted into the football club, because there's a lot here that you wouldn't get an average League 2 club or an average League 1 club. It needs explaining, it needs experiencing properly. So that then had led on to doing more with the foundation, doing more with DLAG, doing more with the All England Club and bits and bobs like that. So we've been out in the community a hell of a lot more and a lot more structured than we had in previous seasons, and I think that all stemmed from and I'm going on a little bit now, but that all stemmed from the trip to Benidorm, then the induction day in pre-season, and then setting the target of getting the community appearances this season as part of the players' targets. So it just got the ball rolling, and we're hoping that it can. Obviously, I want to freshen it up a little bit. So I know it's the same schedule and we're doing some of the similar things. But we are going to have a fair few new players, and I think that'd be a really positive impact again.
Final question: what does success look like for AFC Wimbledon next season?
Progress, and that's not a cop out or a get out of jail free card. I think we've progressed massively this season. We've still got to do it. We've still got obviously the stadium to pay off. We've still got bits and bobs going on in the background that we're just trying to fine tune. Obviously James coming in is a fantastic appointment, and he's really bedding in now. So as a football club, we're starting to get a bit of direction, and the board have been massive in that, and both boards have been, I know they're working to put something together at the moment so we can all move in the same direction and try and get that trajectory up. So try and finish above where we finished this season. If we finish above where we finished this season, then obviously playoffs. That's where we want to be. We all want a post-season. We all want to be on TV right now. We all don't want to be sat at home as much as it is, and other people. Obviously, I'm in quite a lot because of the time of year it is, but the manager would rather be in, the players would rather be in. So success for us next year is finishing above where we finish this season, which ultimately would equal the playoffs.
We're all very much looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Craig. Cheers. All the best.
Cheers.
Thank you.